My name's Andrew. I work with New Civilisation Builders, which is a community group that goes into working with other communities and make them or teach them how to become self-sustainable so they don't have to rely on government funding or resources. What led me to starting this organisation was the fact that when I grew up, through my own experience, I found that the education system wasn't adequate to create a sustainable society, and the kids, or my friends and the youth that I grew up with, they were trapped in an economic bubble where they couldn't actually break out of a financial trap. They weren't able to create incomes for themselves. They all had to become factory workers. They all were locked into a particular lifestyle. So I decided to find out how to break that, and that led me to starting this organisation. The work that we've been doing has been ongoing for 16 years now. Some of the successes we've had is we actually work with criminals in the justice system. We go into prisons and we mentor youth there, individuals one-on-one. We also mentor groups. We work with the education system, and I train mentors who go into schools and teach. I teach them how to stop the kids from dropping out so that the kids themselves have a better chance to be educated. We work with the drug education industry, and we educate youth on why it is that drugs are bad so that they don't actually get started in the first place. So we work a lot with the preventional side of things, and I've managed to salvage hundreds of kids through New Zealand, here in Australia, Sydney, Melbourne, and those are some of the successes that we've had. And some of the challenges we've had is the fact that the government system that we live in, that's the economic system that the Western world, is not actually supportive of community functions and projects. It is in terms of its funding, but its funding is connected like a puppet to a string, where your agenda is governed by the agenda of those funding you. So the challenge was to create our own financial stability so we wouldn't have to rely on that sort of funding. That's been quite a challenge, and we've now worked out a formula that can be used to achieve that. The formula is very simple. It starts with education, and it starts with the youth first learning how to learn. That's the step one, is knowing how to take a subject, a knowledge, and absorb it. Because the key to any success or any success in life is the use of a knowledge and then being able to apply it to an area in life. If you can't access the knowledge, you're not able to access the resources in life. So, very first step, teach the student or the person learning how to absorb the knowledge without getting confused or lost. Then the next step is to teach them how to start a business, and that's actually the key component, is to create your own income and not have to go and rely on someone else's income. And so there's a whole framework around that, but those are the two main components that allow a person to become self-sustainable. The answer is no. You don't have to have your own capital. You don't have to have any qualifications. I could take a street kid off the street. Within 2 hours, I can set him up in business with his ABN, registered business name, a website, accounting system, a bank account. I have a corporate sponsorship that covers the capital that's required to set them up, which is $231, and that's the total cost to set someone up in business. And it's only 4 steps in that. And we've been able to take kids who had no idea what business was and actually start them in business. It was simple things that they already using on a daily basis they didn't realise they could actually make money out of. One of the programs is I'm using this education program to create jobs for lots of youth. So we're going to open it up to the entire communities. We're starting with the African community, and we're going to take the youth and train them up in business, and then we're going to get the community to purchase their products, so that they sponsor the youth by actually buying their products. And that's one of the major projects we're working on at the moment. The next project we're going to do is we're going to hold a business expo, and we're going to present all of the African businesses in one place under one roof as a massive expo, so that the community can actually see who's out there and what resources we actually have. So we're going to bring them all together, the African community, the Pacific Island community, and the New Zealand Maori community. And we're going to bring them all together on one roof, all their businesses, and create a networking trading system. The last message I have is that the way out is to unite. And if we unite, then we'll actually be able to change everything that we want to change. We can cut off the government funding and create actually more funding through the corporate world. There's a way of doing it. It can be done. We can change everything on the ground. Lots of communities are actually doing so much good out there, but they're on very small scales. And when we unite them all together, we're going to be able to make massive impacts. And so, we want to teach that to the youth, so that that's the new mindset when they grow up, and it becomes the next generation. So let's target the youth, and let's teach multiculturalism. That's my message. That's right. You could probably teach an old dog a new trick, but the time it takes to teach an old dog a new trick, you could teach like 10 new dogs 10 new tricks. So, if you want fast impact now, just go to the youth. That's the message.